Today is going to be a beautiful day, so we're going to take the opportunity and do as much as possible outside, because the rest of the week looks a bit if it's going to have a lot of rain. So with that said, we're going to see how much we can accomplish here, and obviously we're going to finish off the bed on the passenger side on ramp truck, and we're going to go ahead and start on the driver's side and see how much we can accomplish on that. Would be really nice to get it done and get it painted, but I don't think we can do that in a day. But also I have to do something that I have been dreading, and that is fixing the brakes on my trailer. I have the new brake shoes, so I'm just gonna put those on. If there's no problem, I'm just gonna shove them and be done with it, so I don't have to think about it. This Friday I have an appointment to get this thing inspected, and about that, this Friday is for the trailer. Next Friday I have an appointment for the ramp truck. So I could get an earlier time, but not at the station that I want to inspect that, which the only reason I want to inspect there is because it's the closest one to me that takes such a big vehicle. So yeah, I don't see why we would stress it. So next week we are going to inspect the ramp truck. But I'm not going to talk too much here. I'm just going to slam the brakes together. If I get any problems, I show you, but otherwise I'm just going to fix it, and then we can do something more fun. Got the brakes together on the trailer. Nothing went wrong, and I have adjusted all of the wheels, so hopefully this will pass inspection now. I have already gone through the lights, so not that I need the trailer right now, but just to get it out of my mind, I would really like to get it inspected. And if you're in America, I think this would interest you a little bit, because trailers here in Sweden is, or the trailer brakes here in Sweden is, from what I have understood, pretty different from how you have it over in America. And this is all Swedish stupid rules that I think is really, really dumb. And yeah. The thing is, on our trailers, we only have mechanical brakes. So we have this that pushes, which you have also, but then you got a master cylinder. From what I've seen, most of the American trailers are hydraulic brakes, but we have mechanical brakes. So that thing pulls this thing that pulls cables that goes to all of the wheels. So all our trailers have mechanical brakes, or at least trailers of these sizes. And the most stupid thing is that hydraulic brakes are not allowed here in Sweden. They are some very, very few trailers that have been able to be registered with hydraulic brakes, but it's extremely uncommon, unfortunately, because I think it's a superior system in every way. And also you have your electrical brake controllers, where you can brake the trailer from inside the vehicle, or have it go with the brake pedal, which I think is an amazing system, since you can get it to brake before the vehicle brakes. In this case, the trailer never brakes more than the vehicle does, because it can only brake when it's pushing against the vehicle. So when it has started to brake, it falls off again. So I don't know why we have these stupid rules where these hydraulic brakes and the electrical brake system isn't allowed, but yeah, that's just something about the Swedish way, I guess. But anyway, I was going to start ramp truck here, and I was going to drive it here, so we had a little more access to the welder and stuff like that. But it wouldn't start, and it feels like it has drained the battery. So I put that on a charger, and I would like to say that I have had this with the battery connected for several days before without any problems, but now it didn't work. So maybe I have to realize that my Optima batteries is getting up to age. This is at least 10 years old. I'm gonna buy a proper or a dedicated battery for this truck eventually, so that I don't, otherwise I take my batteries and I move them back and forth with all my vehicles. So I want to get a dedicated battery for this thing. But otherwise, maybe we have some drain or something, but we have to look into that. But yeah, we're gonna move this soon enough. But when that charges, I start to look here. I wanted to clean out my compartment here, and obviously some years ago someone cared about this enough to clean it seems like, but not much in here. We have a hitch, and speaking of stupid Swedish rules, this thing can only haul very light trailers. I can't convert this to pounds, but this thing is allowed to tow 1.5 tons, which is really silly, but it is in some way good, because then I can take my trailer, which is about 750 kilos, so half of that. And maybe if you wanted to buy a body and a frame, you can take the body on the ram truck and the frame on the trailer or something like that, or you can buy a project and have lots of parts on the trailer. So it helps, but it would be nice to have 3 tons or something like that, which I think this should be able to handle. But yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna go ahead, just clean out this. Found this newspaper from 2006, so it was already 4 years old when this thing was parked. So yeah, also we have my ramps here, which are shorter than I remember them. But yeah, I'm just gonna clean this out and then hopefully it will start. And here we have it all cleaned out, and I really like this compartment or this structure of having your stuff, because you can always reach it. On my truck I have a box in the front of my bed with all of my ratchet straps, and also I always drive with a lot of junk in my bed, so then when I need my ratchet straps I have to jump over everything to reach them. And obviously I don't want them in the rear because they will be in the way when I'm loading stuff. But here they are always within reach, you never block them. So I like this so much, so I'm even considering making some sort of doors in the side of the bed that could open, so I could have some storage compartments like this. I mean, this is huge. You can have spare oil, gas, whatever, spare carb distributor. You can have so much stuff with you if you go on a long trip. I mean, you could improve this. I mean, you can make another box here. You can make another better storage for the ramps, so they don't have to be in here. So there's a bunch of stuff you can do. But yeah, I really like this compartment. But anyway, I'm gonna put back the stuff that's supposed to be here, and then I'm gonna see if I can start. Let's see if it starts now that it's been charging for a while. Yeah, that's really weird. We have to check into that later. I moved it a little bit, and unfortunately I saw that we are still leaking a lot of oil here under, and I'm not really sure. I have to pressure wash this to be able to say for certain where it's coming from, because I still feel it's pretty damp up at the valve cover. So it might still be the valve covers leaking, but otherwise it's the rear main seal. And since we also have this ticking, knocking sound, it feels like maybe this engine has to come out in a little while, which I'm really not looking forward to, but I guess we'll find out inevitably. But for now we're gonna ignore that and fix the bed, which is totally not important, but that's what I'm feeling like doing right now, and then we can figure out what we're gonna do next. What we're gonna do here is gonna put on that piece again that fits here. We're gonna make a little piece here so we don't have a gaping hole in here, and we're gonna fix that rust hole, and then we can just weld everything and put some paint on it. And unfortunately we have something else we have to do, because I'm stupid. I have already fixed this once. You can see that this has been welded shut. Before it was like that when I got it, but something that has bugged me is that if you put it like that, you see it bends out there and a little bit there. So I opened it and was pushing against the latch while I was holding here and here, and unfortunately I broke the latch that I have already fixed once. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix this again so that it works, and then we can fix everything else. After way too much time I got this working again, and the problem is that the material inside here, that is the original hook or locking mechanism, is made of very porous material. I'm not sure what it is. It is obviously metal, but it's very weird to weld to, and it's very brittle. So if I were to just slam this shut on this, it would probably break again. So you have to be careful and close it delicately. So yeah, now I'm gonna treat this with some care. But anyway, now that's done. Now we can leave that, and we can weld on these and see how it looks. And here we have it. That thing is back on. I welded in that hole and also have added that piece, and that ends here. And I mean, I would like it to take it all the way in so you don't see that it is stopping there, but I can't fit in here to weld any longer than I have done. And I mean, this is the only angle you see it. When you see it at any other angle, you don't, it looks like it goes all the way in. So that will do. So now we can just weld all of this. And some of my viewers have had the suggestion that I should take some exhaust pipe or something to round off this corner and maybe some other areas. But I really think that the boxy bed is the Ram truck look. I think it suits the overall appearance of the truck. And also, I really don't want to spend the time rounding off all of the corners because that's going to be a lot of work. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead, clean this so I can weld everything and grind everything. And then my goal is to have paint on this before the day is over. Now I have everything welded and it takes forever. And now, unfortunately, we only have one thing left, which is grinding everything down, which is gonna take forever also. But then finally we can start figuring out how much work we're gonna put into this before we paint it. And I'm not really sure exactly what color or what kind of gloss we're going to go with, but we'll figure that out. But for that, we really need to grind all of this, unfortunately. And here we have everything grinded down, and now we can really start to see how it's going to look, and I think it looks really, really great. So now it's only the question of what surface finish do we want to leave this with. And this thing has always had a flat black bed. Even when it was white, red, yellow and orange, it looked like the bed has always looked like this. Or it hasn't looked like this, but it has been black. So, I mean, the cab is gloss black, and if we're going to keep working with the cab, I'm going to keep painting it gloss black. So I think we might as well do the bed gloss black. And obviously it isn't perfect. I've gone hammering a little bit where it has warped a bit, so now it looks better, but obviously it's not going to be a mirror finish. But I just wanted to have it gloss black, looking decent. So I'm going to go ahead, do some work. I'm going to fill in some of these pores that the surface rust has done so that it will look decent. Maybe we can go over some of these to make it look a little bit better, but I'm gonna try and not overdo it, which is hard when you've been doing body work all your life. But I'm gonna try to put a pretty low bar, and I think just having it gloss black, even though it's gonna be wavy and not perfect, I think it's gonna suit the rest of the truck and it's just gonna make it look better. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead, apply some body filler and see if we can have time to paint this today. Here we have the first coat of my only doing the worst parts, but it isn't as bad as it looks. I had to make a coat basically over the whole thing to get all of this porosity, from the rust to fill out those. So now I'm only gonna let this dry, then I'm gonna take it like 120 grit sandpaper on the orbital sander and just rough this off. And maybe if there's something really obvious, I will go back and do another coat. But I think this is gonna be like 90% good for what I want to achieve. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I can sand it. And here we have 2 coats of filler, and I could be spending 2 days working on this to get it perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect. And the best thing with just doing a single stage 2-component gloss black, if we want to improve it in a month, in a year, we can just sand it down, apply some more filler, do what we want to do, and just spray it again. So with that said, this is going to be good for now. So I'm going to do a very quick masking and then spray this because we're running out of time and I want to see how this looks. And yeah, then we'll be done with it. Got a bit of an issue. I thought I had one gloss and one flat, but we only got flat black. So unfortunately, we're going to go with that now, and then I can buy some new gloss black so that we can paint it some other day. But it's going to rain tomorrow, so I want some sort of protection on it. So this is what we're going to go with. This looks really, really good, and it's really unfortunate that we had some flat instead of some gloss, but you can see here in the rear where the sun isn't getting to it, so it's still semi-gloss, and I think this would look really, really good if the whole bed was gloss, but I mean, it looks good when it's flat also. And it is wavy. There is a bunch of sanding scratches because I ran out of time, and there's 100 improvements that could be done to this thing. But also now we can just take some 240 320 grit, just go over this, and then we can paint it. Then we can fix in some more dents and waviness if we wanted to. But if you look at the whole overall appearance of the truck, this doesn't harm it in any way. And also, we're gonna have trucks on the bed, we're gonna have ratchet straps scratching on the side, so I mean, it doesn't need to be too good so you don't want to use it. So I think this is 100% suitable for the rest of the truck. And when you're painting this, it's really easy that you want to keep on going, but it would be really fun to just put a light coat on the whole truck. But there is a bunch of different stuff that we unfortunately have to do if we want to go the route and put a coat on the whole truck. But maybe someday, we'll see. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with this. And now it starts to look like a proper American Ram truck. If we look how ugly it looked before, and unfortunately what we have to do still. So I think this is a major improvement for the whole overall look on this thing. So yeah, really, really happy. But with that said, as you probably understand, this is all that I will have time for it today. I would really like to do a bunch of other improvements or put some more time into this bedside, but who cares? So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back to you tomorrow.